Sawadee. Hello, hello, everybody. I'm stuck here now. No buses until 3. I thought buses at 2, but buses are at 3. So now I checked out already. Sitting around. Big fun. It's supposed to be the worst time to stream that I've ever streamed. 1 o'clock in the afternoon here, which is late at night in the United States, or early in the morning. Down to 1 mask. Hello, everybody. Say hello. Don't be shy. Come on in and say hello. I believe I lost my mask. Bitch. anybody gonna say anything, or am I just gonna sit here looking at myself with my thumb up my ass? Ugh. I posted a message, don't know if it came through. Hello, though. Chair cam, if I wasn't drunk, this would be boring. Well, there was somebody here, but I just had to go get something to eat because I'm sitting around waiting I got 2 hours before I leave and I'm bored. There's no issue with the stream. None. But nice try. The issue is probably with your computer or you. Oh yeah, well, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe the words you put in there are not allowed. I don't know, I don't know, but I'm getting other messages now. I've got a couple others. I've got your other messages. There's definitely a log. No, there's definitely a lag with audio and video. Let me see here. Let me see. Why would there be a lag? One second. Yeah, if there's a lag, I don't know about it. I don't see it. Somebody else saying no lag. Yeah, well, don't know what to tell you. I did one test already. It was working great. This is another one. Maybe it's not working good. I don't know. Doesn't really matter at this point because there's nothing else I can do about this. Watching from Russia. It's an adventure. It's gonna be an adventure, this bus ride. Hopefully it'll be peaceful. I can sleep, I can chill out. I need sleep. I need sleep. Bangkok. Bangkok. Where my hotel will be out in the middle of nowhere. This guy's warming up my croissant. Jesus Christ. I wish they would ask me first. You would think I would know these things. Mr. Minaj. What's up, Mr. Minaj? Keep your eyes open, buddy. Good. They should cancel those. I'm wondering about Thailand because, yeah, you never know with the Chinese. I don't think I'm important enough, though. Yeah, you know, it's so funny because I showed it to a Thai girl and she didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. And I was like, you don't see any, and then she was like, oh, I'm not sure if that's a man or a woman, you know? Up and come. Took you a second? I don't really care about the response from China. I don't really care about anything outside of my life right now. That's pretty good. Mr. Vandelay. Thank you, Mr. Vandelay. Very unexpected. Considering right now I'm just streaming because I'm bored. Honestly. Sitting around. Good to know. And you know, the other thing is I figure if I'm streaming, it's like I never stream during the day or in the night. I always stream in the morning. Pretty good croissant. She's not going to be getting anybody's line, I can tell you that right now. Unless maybe you look like Brad Pitt or some Thai superstar. Or unless you know somebody that knows her. I look like the guy from Loverboy with a few extra pounds. All I got to say is fuck China. I don't want to hear their bullshit. I don't want to hear their lies. I don't want to hear their explanations. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to hear anything from them because I don't believe a word they say. So why speak to me? Don't. So I just don't care anymore. You're not going to ruin it. The heat here is it's a mother, man. Really. It's really not good, the heat. It's so humid. All people talk about now is China, the CCP, Black Lives Matter, politics, and when or if we'll be reopening, and when or if there will be a virus vaccine. Hang on a second. It's all that anybody thinks about. I don't want to think about it anymore. The bus trip is more than 5 hours. It's the only way to get there unless I get a taxi. And considering it costs about 10 times more to get a taxi, it's not worth it. There's no sports. There's sports. Just no fans. You know. Yeah, right now the world's not in a good place. This is 2020 is the worst freaking year I've ever heard about in modern times, all the way back until the World War II. It's the worst year. Horrible. So, you know, I mean, like, listen, I don't have it that bad, really. I don't know, I think you're the only one now at this point. Maybe hit refresh on your browser. That could help. You know, I mean, I see these things, and I'm trying to stay off of. I'm trying to just go to Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, put something up on there, and then get off. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to read it. Most of the time I get very few comments on my live streams. And, you know, that's fine. So I'm not really hearing about much of what's going on, and I really don't care. I'm going to this place, this Bangkok, and I mean, you're talking about 6-7 miles out from the city center. Didn't see any places to stay in the city center. So I'll be out in the middle of nowhere, which is fine. Oh, no, nobody's gonna spoil my excursion. I mean, it's not gonna happen. Going away in the mountains for 6 weeks away from the roof away from my friends and it's very difficult. I mean, I know that many people who are regulars on my channel, they just don't want to hear about the news. You know, and now it's like most of them know they're not going to come to Thailand, so they don't even want to know about it. You know. And I'm pissed off about Thailand because it's great that there's no COVID here. But what about all the tourist industry? Yeah, what's up with that? Happy D. I like to know where everybody is. I know where the Aussies are from. I know the people who are Aussies. And I know why they're talking to me now, because it's at a reasonable time of the day. But people in the United States, for the East Coast, it's like 2:30 in the morning. You know, it's like coming home after a drunk, except there's no bars where people can go party. I don't know how many places are locked down now. East Coast drunk. Yeah, I mean, I talked to my parents. They're pretty much locked down. And I know some other places are locked down. And it's just like, I can't help but think that people who were wearing the mask in the beginning slowed the spread down. And in Asia, people don't have a problem wearing their mask most of the time. They all wear their masks. But in the United States, people were, you know, I don't want to wear my mask. I'm not going to wear my mask if I'm going in. It's my freedom. It's this. I understand now it's getting worse, you know, because people don't know what's going on with the virus. People don't trust anymore. But, I mean, here it's, hey man, you know, people are walking around. There's nobody wearing they walk in, they're not wearing a mask, you know. Well, if there was spreading, I think it's just a serious flu. And I think there are some people who are more apt to get the virus than others, you know. Listen, I went into a place right down the street from my hotel. It was right across from my hotel. I go in and I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like, can I sit down somewhere? They're like, no, you can't sit down. This is takeout only. I'm like, what? Takeout only? They got right here. We got Food Panda. They got Food Panda right here. They're coming to get food. So clearly, people don't want to. You know, they're not going out. Even here, they're not going out as much. Even though there's a festival and there's stuff going on. I'm surprised though, because it's 1:30 here. 1 o'clock, 1:30, and a lot of the shops, they're not open. They don't open, or they won't open until nighttime. Because there's not enough people here that are out. It's too damn hot. It's brutally hot, man. The humidity here is a bitch. It's a bad mother. What I've noticed there, though, is that their coffee is reasonably priced, and their muffins are extremely overpriced. I don't know what they're doing, but when you're charging $4.50 for a croissant in Thailand, I don't care if it is a relatively upscale place. Even in Starbucks, a plain croissant is like 65 baht. It's 135 here. It's double the price. But the coffee's still the same. I don't understand it. I'm gonna have to ask somebody. It is insane. For Thailand, it's insane. Listen, I like this place a lot. I would recommend coming here at least once to visit, you know, just to check it out and tootle around, maybe go over to Laos when you can, you know, when it's possible. Take a little cruise, come with the old lady, you know, I mean, yeah, it's a good place. No, definitely not. These are locally made. You can tell by the way that they look. They're locally made, and the way that they're wrapped and packaged. Everything is locally made, man. They know how to make them. But I am looking forward to this BoomCon. I'm looking forward to checking this place out. And there's a couple of good places. They're supposed to be even better than this temple. So maybe I'll stay there for a couple of days. I don't know. It depends, you know. Depends on my funding and how the budget holds out, you know. We gotta, if the budget is if the deficit is too great, then I won't continue. If the deficit is fine, then I'll continue. At this point, we should only be anti-lockdown. Any argument of the virus is losing one or frothing, and the hypochondriac public can put a headlock on us all. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I think about it. You know, you want to trust your kid with it? You want to trust your 90-year-old parents around somebody who's got a virus like this? You know, as much as I would like to believe that it's not that big of a deal, I don't want to go back and give it to anybody in my family. And that's about the only thing that and I can't get in or I can't fly if I don't wear a mask. You can't go into some places. Listen, yesterday I took a cruise. I shot video of it. Took a cruise. I got on the cruise. Nobody's wearing a mask. And then the guy goes, you got to put a mask on. He starts telling everybody, put your mask on, put your mask on. Takes a picture of everybody with their mask on. You either use the QR code or sign into the book. And then you take your mask off. I mean, what's the point of that? But you know, we're out on the river. You would think the breeze wouldn't push it right into your face, you know. Well, I blame the Chinese, which is why, you know, they get the birdie. I know a couple of people who have had it. They didn't die. Imagine a virus so deadly you have to be tested. Would you travel outside Thailand anytime soon? I was hoping to go back this winter, but not sure. I wouldn't count on it, Carl. Honestly, I wouldn't go and buy a ticket. I don't think you'll be, as an American, I don't think you'll be allowed back into Thailand this year. Will I go out? It's too expensive, man. I'm not paying $3,500 plus the cost of the trip. So let's say I was to fly back to the United States alone, not with my family. It's probably going to cost me $1,200 to fly to Miami. I don't really need any money when I'm there because I'm staying with my folks, but you know, it's always nice to have a few $100 in case you want to buy some clothes. So let's say that it cost me $1,500. It's $1,500 to go there and to come back. Plus you got to pay for $100,000 insurance. Plus you have to pay for special COVID insurance. Plus you have to pay for 2 weeks in a government-approved hotel where you quarantine, which is now it's looking around $1,500 to $2,000. So altogether, you're talking about $4,000 or $5,000. It's ridiculous. You know, yeah, $350. I mean, whatever. You know, it's crazy. You know? Yeah, it's such bullshit. And, you know, here in Thailand, it's all, you know, blame the foreigner on the virus and everything. It's like, oh, really? Wake up. I've had that conversation with a few Thais already where I told them, don't get it twisted there, bucko. Blame the Chinese, don't blame the Americans. You know, as much as you can say, there's a lot of bad things you can say about the Americans, but America still sides generally on the side of good. And China sides they are on the side of evil. That's the way I look at it. We are good, they are evil. The CCP is evil. Chinese people, not necessarily evil. Hong Kongers, Taiwanese, good people. Man, I know I'm so fucking knackered, man. The sun. I would have died if I was walking on this trip. I would have. A day or two in, that would have been it. It would have been over. What is this, dirty and piccolo? Don't know what that means. What's a dirty and piccolo? Anybody know what a dirty piccolo is? I'm sure Monash has a dirty piccolo. Just a wild guess. You're talking about Mr. Minaj, his dirty piccolo. Hi, my name is Dirty and my name is Piccolo. And we're here to pump you up. I'm not saying that complaining, saying it's a thing. Imagine my crutch. More Food Panda. This guy's like, I'm the only guy here. The poor guy is the only guy working here. This place is pretty busy. Between the Food Panda and all the people, all the little students. I don't think I can get this chick on camera without her getting pissed off, but I don't know. Let's see. I might do it for you, Minaj. Or Gennaro. Though she's not a barista. We do it. How do we do it? This way? Last thing I want is somebody to get pissed off and say, get that fucking camera out of my face. Oh, she's got the good chocolate over there, the good chocolate cake. Manaj, the 70-year-old with the little 20-year-old. Yeah. He's young at heart, which is all that matters. That cake looks really good. I want one of those cakes. I want but cannot. Oh. I'm in constant conflict, being 58 and looking 21. The problem is I look 58 now. I'm not gonna say anything. They're all good until they're not. They're all good until they find somebody that they want to be bad with. I've corrupted a few in my day. When I was a young man. How do you think I got my wife? She used to wear the same little outfits. That's a big thing, you know. Tell the truth to yourself. Some of them, they know what the game is. They know like if they see me on the computer, on the phone here, that I'm like live streaming or whatever. And some of them, they're just like, listen, I did a good interview with the girl from the Quintillo shop, the one that I think I was streaming the other day. Her name is Alisa. So I said, do you have a name for your shop? No, I don't have a name for my shop. I said, you don't have a name for your noodle shop? No. I said, well, what's your name? She said, Alisa. It's Alisa, but you know, in English you say Alisa. I told her, from now on, your shop is known as Alisa Noodles. So she took a video of me talking about how good the food was. And then I took an interview with her asking about her and, you know, her life and everything. And because she worked on a cruise ship. She lived in the UK. She's married, and her husband came in when I was talking to her, immigration officer. I was like, can you get me a 10-year visa for like free? And he was like, yeah, well, I try to think of myself as a good man with some bad tendencies. I'm a good man and I make bad choices, that's all. I'll never forget. Back in the States, I had some girlfriend. Wasn't happy with her, you know, I wanted to dump her, but I was trying to figure out, you know, the right time to dump her and everything. You know, it was like around Christmas time. And I'm out with this guy and I've got this other girl. And the girl calls me up on the phone and I'm with this other chick, you know, she's hanging on me, I'm hanging on her. And my girlfriend calls. And I'm like hanging up and she's calling me back, I'm hanging up. She called me, you know, I don't know how many times. And I'm like saying to him, you know, we were talking about, you know, is he married or whatever? And he says to me, there's a reason I'm married and I'm faithful. And at the time I was like, nah, now I get it. He's like, because look at you. You got a girl calling you who won't stop calling. She's bugging the hell out of you. You're gonna get shit when you go home. Also, you have a second piece of ass. He's like, why not just dump him and go from chick to chick? I was like, now that's a novel idea. So if you're gonna profess your love to a chick, you damn sure better stick to it, because here in Thailand, you may end up with a dick that goes to the duck. Give the dick to the duck. Gotta be careful about that. Lorena Bobbitt's got nothing on the ties. That's a novel virus. I mean bad in the best way. Oh, well, yeah, of course. My angle was I looked sweet and nice. But really, on the inside, I was very mischievous and devious. Now, you know this song is going to be copyrighted. Anyway, that's advice for you youngsters out there before you get old and crotchety like Mr. Monash. And myself. I admit it, I'm old and crotchety. What's the name of the song? Small and smarts. I go for average looks, small and smart. There is something to be said for smart. There's nothing worse than listen, there was a time when I was out with a girl and the question was asked, I was out with a bunch of people, and the question was asked about, it was about Africa or something like that. And she said, is Africa a country? And I went, I was like, she's gone. See you later. That was the end. That was it. That was the beginning of the end. I knew she was a bonehead anyway. She liked to drink too much. But I knew when she asked that question, it was over. Listen, I've been married for 20-something years. When I met her, she was sweet and innocent, just like a little schoolgirl, you know. wearing their little uniforms. I used to be laying in bed in the morning, and she would come to say goodbye to me, smelling like baby powder and freshly showered in a little school uniform, you know, with a little pin on and all that. And she never would say a bad word. She would never talk back to me. Boy, that quickly changed. She learned her ropes pretty quickly. No perving allowed. No perving allowed in the streams. If there was, I probably have about 10 times the subscribers that I have. If I was hitting the bars and going from place to place, and you know, I was single and hitting on all kinds of women, people would watch me go down in flames, and once in a while I'd get lucky, and you know, you're all cleavage down. Is that all it took? She had some. Now looking back, I mean, you know, those things were prominent. They were protruding. I think these are the owners. Yeah, you know what? Fuck feminism. I mean, you know, I'm all for equality. I think if a woman is doing the job as well as the man, okay, fine, pay her the same, whatever. I don't have a problem with that. I do have a problem in sports where they complain because they don't get paid the same as men, but the bottom line is, like in women's basketball, who watches women's basketball? Maybe women who play basketball. That's about it. Or men who, you know, they like to see female basketball players. But they don't generate the income that the NBA used to, or even does now. They don't generate the money. So why should you give them equal pay? Same with tennis. You know. Other than that, though, you know, pay them equally. If they're in the office, they're doing the same thing as you, and they're just as valuable, then you pay them the same. I don't have any problem with that. I do have a problem, though, with the, you know, the fem-Nazis who, you know, they look like Butch from our gang, or Little Rascals, wherever he was from. Who is the female Michael Jordan? Got me. Got me. Maybe that chick from ESPN, Robin something, I don't know. But they, you know, they were nowhere even near in the same league as Michael Jordan. So that's what I mean. It's like, I don't want to hear about feminism. Listen, money makes the world go round. I hate to tell you that. Butchie McDikerson. Butchie McDikerson. 10-2. Yeah, it's really hot. It's so damn hot. They're socially distanced. Well, they may in the near future. Scissor meat. Listen, I got nothing against them. If that's the way they want to play the game, and same with the guys. If that's the way they want to play, they want to roll that way, more power to them. But when it comes to the women, don't cry to me about feminism and then expect to be treated like a woman 100%. You know, hey, you want equality? Open the door for me sometimes. You know. Are you fucking shitting me? Serena Williams? Jesus Christ. I mean, what's his name? Not Nadal, the other guy. The hell's his name? Not Nadal. What was his name? The guy who used to play Federer. Federer and Nadal are better than Serena would ever. Listen, Serena, I would beat her ass. At least if I was younger. Now I don't think so. But say 15, 20 years ago, I would have knocked her out with a good elbow. Just stepped in and just wow. That would have been it. She couldn't take it. I'll take her shot. She wouldn't take mine. Seriously, you know. I'm sure she's badass, but you know. Oh yeah, are you kidding? Especially when he had the hair. I mean, think about it. Now he's married to Steffi Graf. You know, which that's a good match, I think. I think wasn't he with Tatum O'Neal? Yeah, I know she's a tennis player. In all honesty, she'd never know, man. She's a big woman. She might just beat the hell out of all of us. Listen, you know, it's not about, you know, hey, women are better than men or stronger. There's plenty of women that would kick the shit out of most guys. There's lots and lots and lots of women. That's not what it's about. It's about the value as a brand. Look at Anna, what's her name? Anna Kournikova. She was never a fantastic tennis player, but she was a good-looking woman, and she managed to make some money. You know. Should have got the cake instead of the croissant. Listen, you don't mess around with Samoans and Tongans. I don't care, man or women or Hawaiians. You don't mess with them. Listen. Many years ago, I was training in the Long Beach Kickboxing Center, and they had this boxer. He was a boxing instructor. His name was Lisi, and he was from Tonga. And at the time, I was about 145 pounds. He was about 165, and I got in the ring with him. I got in every once in a while, but one day I sparred him 9 rounds. I've told the story a long time ago. I told the story. I sparred with him for 9 rounds, and let me tell you something. The dude, he might as well have been King Kong, because I'm standing there and I'm just looking at him going, holy shit, this dude is huge. Because, you know, first of all, 20 pounds is a lot, but he fought in the Olympics, and he was yoked. I mean, he was just in fantastic shape. And I went 9 rounds with him because he didn't go after me and try to knock me out. But it was the hardest 9 rounds. I was like thinking to myself, I'm scared shitless, but I can't be. I've got to go after this guy. I've got to make him respect me. You know, and all the while I'm thinking, this fucking guy, if he hits me once, I know he's gonna fucking discombobulate me. Can people see my comments? Of course they can. Soros, Soros, Soros. Now, I wanted to say that I don't think it's working now. It might be, but if I'm using the OBS on my computer and I have the Streamlabs on, which it should be on now, it should be all set up right now. I just don't know because of Akibono. Yeah, Akibono, I mean, look at him. He was massive, but he got his ass kicked most of the time in MMA and K1. But now I have it set up to where, and I did this because of Asian Andy. Look his channel up. He's the funniest freaking guy. You can, if you donate through Super Chat or PayPal, $10 or more, you can write, well, you can write in it anyway. You can write whatever you want. I think it's like 500 characters. So you could write, you know, like, Scott, you look like I don't know. You could say anything. You know, you could say, Scott, your mother called and wants to remind you to go pick up your plastic vagina. Your, what do you call those things? The fleshlight. Go pick. She wants you to go pick up a few fleshlights for yourself. You can write whatever you want, and it will speak out loud, so people can hear. Which, if you're in a public place, you know, and you're telling somebody to go pick up the anal lube, can be kind of funny. So I set it up that way. I don't know how many people are use it, but I'm gonna give it a try. I was testing it this morning, and I was going to test it here, but then I forgot it's not set up through the Streamlabs, so I don't know if it'll work or not. But anyway, had to go there. Pete Sampras married the blonde teacher. What was her name? Need to set it up with donations so it's trolling but pays. Yeah, no, mine is set up for that now. I just set it up this morning, but it text to speech. I'm not sure on my phone if it will work, but it will work on my computer because I tested it several times. So, you know, if I go into a coffee shop with my computer somewhere, you know, and you say something in Thai, or you say, you know, hey baby, what's up? I put minimum $10 just because, you know, I don't think, you know, especially now, right now, people are not, you know, there's a lot of people not working. I don't know, maybe people are getting that $600 a week from the government, so they got extra cash. But this kid from, you know, this Asian Andy kid, he made like $7 grand sleeping. I don't know who wants to see me sleep and fuck with me while I'm sleeping. Who's gonna pay me? I don't know. But for some reason, he made like $2,500, and he made like $7,500 or $7,000 in one. You know, it was like a 6-hour stream or something. It's ridiculous. Anyway, pretty funny though. You can do some pretty wild stuff, and it would be like, you know, it would be like somebody would say, Alexa, please call mom, and he'd be like, no, don't call my mother. You know, Alexa, order me a 14-inch black dildo. You know, stuff like that. He was in a library, and it's like, I want to bend you over and play with your little 5-centimeter penis. In a library, you know? It's crazy, man. Now, I mean, you know, there's unemployed people here, yes. Things are a little better now, though. What time is it, 2 o'clock? I don't know what this back area is for. I don't know if I can make it 5 hours. Don't make me laugh. Should I eat the rest of her? Should I eat the rest of her cake? She left a half a piece of cake over there. Great for the BTS. Well, that's the thing. I don't know if you can do it on your phone. I think you can. I just have to make sure, and I have to try to test it to see if it's set up. And I didn't have a chance to do it because I thought, oh, I've got to go. Now, I got like, I asked the girl, how long is it going to take me to get to the bus station? I know where it is, but I don't remember how far. 3 minutes. I'm like, okay. But I don't want to stay here another night. I want to go somewhere. The girl was like, oh, you're going to have to go to Udon Thani first. I'm like, fuck. I don't want to go all the way to Udon, because then I'm going this way, then I'm going back to Bangkok, and then I'm coming back this way to Nong Khai and to whatever, Loei. If I go to Lowy, I don't know. We'll see. Depends. Depends on if I live through the mountain. If I live through the temple at the top of the mountain, if I can get there and I'm alive when I come down. The reason I came here is because it's nice and air conditioned, and there's no coffee shops around here. They all open up at like 3 in the afternoon. This is a full-on coffee shop, but there's really very few coffee shops compared to like Bangkok. You go into a place and they're selling like bubble stuff and juice and shakes and coffee, and then you go, oh, can I get an espresso? No have. This place has got it all though. What is that, S yen? Oh, espresso yen. I wouldn't know what S is. If you say, you know, S lawn, it means espresso lawn. Anyway, I got 10 minutes. About maybe 6. This is Laos. This is Thailand. This is Laos. This is Thailand. Anyway. I think I've jabbered enough. Time to jump on that bus. Now, fortunately, it is a big bus. It's not one of those, you know, it's not a minivan. If it was a minivan, I'd be like, I gotta buy 2 tickets, 3 tickets, because I want to stretch out and. But this is a big bus, big air-conditioned bus. Laugh if you took the last piece of cake and you charged for it. I'm sure there are people that would do that, but that's never going to be me. Unless maybe I was really, really hungry and I had no money for food and I was, you know, on the verge of starving, and then I would jump right over there and scarf it down. My stomach has been feeling not quite right for the last 3 weeks. And I told myself, before I leave, I need to visit the laboratory. And so I did. And then I had some noodles and I visited the laboratory once again. Purged, you know. And now I'm getting that feeling again, and I'm gonna be on a bus bouncing up and down for the next 5 hours. And I certainly don't wanna do that on the bus. Yeah, no, I know. And I kicked myself because last night I said, tomorrow I'm gonna fast. And I can do it, especially when I'm traveling, I can do it much easier. But for whatever reason, I thought, oh, I've got to go back and have those noodles because I promised the girl I was going to have noodles. And I did get some video footage talking to her and stuff like that. But yeah, it's great, man. I mean, you know, it's like fasting is the way to go, at least intermittent fasting. It's the way to go. And, you know, I mean, when I used to box and wrestle in high school and stuff, I know about, it's not that I don't know about what to do and how to do it. It's that I'm too damn lazy. And most of the time I'm like, you know, do I really want to? You know. But on this trip, I mean, I'm probably not going to eat anything on the road. Oh, I'm not bringing any beer, man. I'd rather just kick the seat back. You know, I know it's a prostate thing. You know, you get older and the prostate. I'm sitting on this, look at this bench. Look at this. There is no cushion. So me sitting on this hard stone chair is you know, puts pressure on the prostate, which you know what that means. And then, you know, if you've got the, listen, I will say this. The bum gun, that room was the bomb. I mean, seriously. For 490 baht, the only thing that would be better is if it was 390 baht. The room I'm going to now is going to be 450 baht. And I'm probably going to get it for 3 nights. Okay? But that room was the bomb. The bum gun, the air conditioning was ice cold, too cold. Plenty of water, everything nice and clean. And the bum gun was so strong that if you're not careful when you use it, you end up with water. You end up waterlogged, so to speak. The water can go, you know, it can go up there. And that's not a good thing. It's almost too strong, so you gotta make sure to shut the flap. You gotta make sure to shut the rear flap when you spray so that, you know, you're not carrying around a bunch of extra water. And that room was great. Yeah, well, that's what I do. You learn how much pressure can I put in there. And then you shut the rear flap, you know. You make sure that the sphincter is shut, you know. You can't, so in other words, you're not really as relaxed because you got to shut everything down there. I don't know, man. I don't know where this comes from. What is this fascination? Tell Jono. I just talked to Jono when? Yesterday. Last night, yesterday afternoon. He's trying to heal up, you know, get his leg better. Which is good, you know, but he told me, he said, I still haven't been like 100 meters, more than 100 meters from my apartment. You know, because his leg is that bad, you know, he doesn't want to be walking around on it, so. Jono knows everything, man. He knows, you know. Listen, you got to remember something. First of all, Jono is 65 years old. Let me tell you something. You would not want to piss him off. He's a big boy. He's extremely strong. He's no pussy. He's just a very amicable person. But you would not want to piss him off. He's a strong dude, you know, and he's big, you know. But you know, he's like, he's like me. He doesn't give a fuck about anything except what he's thinking about at the moment, and he doesn't want to have any hassles. And you know, it's the same thing with me. I don't want any hassles in my life. Who does? When you're younger, you worry about this and you worry about that. When you get a little older, all you're thinking about is, are the bills paid? Kids got food? Everything okay? You know. No, that's not Jono. That's Chucky. Chucky is the one who doesn't know how to use the bum gun. Chucky was the one, his nickname is Bum Gun Chuck. He was the one that I did the video in Bangladesh where he never used a bum gun in his life. I haven't talked to him in a little while, but the last time I talked to him at length and I asked him about it, he said, no, I still haven't used it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? He thought it was for the maid. That's unbelievable. Yeah, no, Jono doesn't have any at least I don't think he does. From what Jono has told me, he doesn't have any problem with the bum gun. But listen, once you go bum gun, you never go back. Simple as that. Man. Yeah, exactly. It took me like 15 seconds. It took me about 30 seconds to figure out how to use a squat toilet. And you know, with the squat toilet, the key is just don't shit all over yourself. You know, you shit all over yourself and you're wiping the poo around, then that's a problem. But you know, you aim for the hole, you get it in the hole. I'll tell you what, Nicholas refuses to use a squat toilet unless they have a bum gun. He won't use the kind where you pour water down your backside. He just won't do it. He's like, I'm not touching my poo. I'm like, yeah, but it's your poo. It's on your ass. He doesn't care. He won't touch it. It's crazy, man. My kids are crazy. Wonder where they get it from. Yeah, I don't particularly like the bowl either. You know, pouring it down your backside, it's not the best way, but you know, like, once you get used to it, it's no big deal. You learn how to let the water do the work for you, and your hand doesn't come into contact with very much. And then immediately you wash your hands. It's just simple, you know. I mean, what are you gonna do? You don't have a choice, you know. Oh, look at cute baby. Cute kid. Poor thing's probably hot as can be. You know, another 5-10 years, I might be if I'm still around, I might be I might end up being a grandfather. You know, you just don't know. No, a menage. Now that's pretty disgusting. That's disgusting. And you know, the thing is there is a boys' town on Ramkhamhaeng Road, where you come from Lat Pral and where you go past the Bat Cat Museum. It's called the Bat Cat Museum, where I took Alex and Nicholas once when they were small. It goes from Lat Pral down this street, I think it's Sinakarin, and then you turn right, and that's Ramkhamhaeng Road, and you can't help but see it. I mean, it's, you know, big letters, Boys Town. I'm like, they need a place like that right here? They can't, like, zone the place a little differently? You know, why can't they put a Nana Plaza out here if they're gonna, you know. This chair is killing my ass. Oh, I like little kids when they're little, especially when they're not mine. But I like them when they're little like that because they're cute and, you know, as long as they're not shitting and vomiting on you, then they're great. It's once they get to be about 18 or 19, you know, like my kids. It was so funny because, you know, somebody gave me this smart-ass remark the other day when I said my kids didn't want to go with me somewhere, and they said, oh, maybe they're trying to tell you something. And I was like, well, maybe you don't have any kids because, you know, like most kids, when they get a little bit older, they want to strike out on their own. They don't want to be hanging out with mommy and daddy. And today when I was talking to the girl, she actually said that to me. And I was like, you see? But when they're little kids like this, I like it, you know. I mean, listen, Alex, my wife keeps trying to get his hair cut, trying to get him to cut his hair. I'm like, don't push him. Let him do whatever he wants to do. As long as he looks good when he needs to look good, and he's within whatever regs he needs to be in at school, it doesn't matter. He's got hair like down to here now. His hair is so long. You know, just like let them be who they want to be. You know, they're good kids. You know, it was like once Nicholas was like, I'm going to the mall to see my friends or something. I go, all right, with who? When? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? And he was like, you don't trust me? And I was like, I trust you. And then I was like, do I really trust him? Like, I trust him 99%, you know. And then I was like, I trust him. You know, so I don't know if he'll be a rock star or not. You know, who knows? I told him just concentrating on being a good musician, having fun, and don't worry about it. And what was he playing the other day? Oh, Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne. And he's just now starting to work on the solo. And I need to edit it, but I just haven't had time. You know, I threw that little video I put up yesterday. I edited that video in like 20 minutes. So, you know, I got a bunch of footage. I just need to sit down and do it. Maybe I'll do it on the bus. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, listen, I gotta go. I gotta walk back to my room and get a taxi over and catch the bus, and you know, make sure I get it on time and everything. So I gotta get out of here. But you know, as always, take a look in the description. You know, click like, click thumbs up, share, subscribe. You know, look at all the stuff in the description. Visit my website, blah, blah, blah. And I guess until next time, whenever that may be, Choke D, Jerken Bai, and all that good stuff. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao.